Okay, thank you for that. Just to begin the meeting, unusually a governance officer to start the meeting. First item on the agenda is to elect a chair for the duration of the meeting, if that's okay. If I could seek some nominations for that, please.
Councillor Pryor.
Happy to.
I'll second that.
Okay, I'll presume if there's no objections that the committee is agreeable with that appointment. With that in mind, Councillor Pryor, would you like me to go through the preliminary items, or would you like to go through?
Please, if you could just go through them.
Okay, thank you. So item 2 on the agenda, appeals, to confirm there's been no appeals received for today's meeting. Item 3, exclusion of the public. If members are agreeable, when we get to the point of considering the applicant's details, which is appendix 2 to item 7, then at that point the webcast will be switched off and the meeting will go into private session to consider those details. Item 4, declarations of interest, an opportunity for members to declare any pecuniary interest should they have any. Should I not see any indications? I presume there aren't any today. Okay. Item 5, apologies. I'll just await Councillor Venner's attendance in due course. Item 6, this is a report of the City Solicitor, and it introduces the governance arrangements for the Employment Committee to recruit to the position of Director of Children and Families. I'll presume that members have read the report itself, but just very briefly, it confirms that this recruitment process will have 2 sessions, today's shortlisting exercise and an interview session on the 14th, Monday the 14th. It confirms that this process satisfies the requirements in terms of membership and quorum of the Employment Committee. Confirms that the meeting will go into private session to consider the applicant's details both today and at the interview session on Monday. And it also confirms that as required, prior to an offer of employment being made, the executive members will have an opportunity to be consulted on the offer proposed before that offer being made. So with that, Councillor Pryor, I take any questions, but essentially just ask members to note that information, if that's okay.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to add at this stage? So yeah, Councillor Venner's joined us. The gas man arrived now.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to talk to him at some point about what's wrong with my boiler. I'm really sorry about this.
Fine. Okay, ready to move on to the next item.
Would you like to take this one on, Andy? Item 7.
I will do, thank you very much. So this is item 7. So this is to present a proposal to this employment committee to appoint to the position of Director of Children and Families. So just perhaps a few quick things from me first. Just to remind this committee that we appointed on a temporary basis to this role at the end of last calendar year. And that temporary appointment was for a 12-month duration starting February 2020. So that 12-month obviously therefore expires February of next year. And this is why obviously we are now managing the process for a permanent replacement. So obviously we got until February to conclude this process. Also, as the committee will know, the post we're recruiting to is a statutory role and is a key member of the corporate leadership team within the council. So we've given you and provided you with all of the details as set out in terms of the role profile, and you'll be aware of the skills, experience and knowledge we're expecting for this role. That's all I was going to say in terms of that item 7, but also just to note, of course, that we'll be moving to appendix 2. So perhaps if we invite the chair to consider pausing on the webcast, so we move into private session. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, if we can do that.